Hello, subscribers. This is yours truly, JBlue68, coming to you with my next comic book haul video. Just thought I would try something a little new. You're probably wondering, what the hell is that? Why does his voice sound like that? Just testing out my new microphone here. I'm not sure if I'll be using it for these videos though, but I just thought I would do something a little different in my intro. Anyway, this is going to be my next comic book haul video. We're actually 2 days out from Comic Book Wednesday, which was officially July the 16th. As I'm filming this video, today is July the 18th, Friday, and I'll actually be posting this Saturday morning, July the 19th, hopefully anyway. First, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do so and tap the notification bell so you get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Well, as you see in front of you, A Man Who Needs No Introduction has a new movie out amongst several that he's had out in the past. We're going to start this video out with the DC comic book haul. These are books that I missed in my previous haul that I was finally able to pick up. These are late pickups, but I just wanted to go ahead and post them and show them to you anyway. For those of you who are interested in comic books, who are interested in comic book hauls, and for those of you who may not be familiar with some of the books that have come out over the previous weeks. And again, this is Absolute Superman, issue number 1, part of the All In series. And I did do a review of the movie. This book has nothing to do with the movie. None of the books that you'll see in here for DC have anything to do with the Superman movie at all. This is written by Jason Aaron. That movie was directed by James Gunn. And I did a review of the movie. In short, I did not enjoy it. There were some elements that were cool, but for the most part, I did not enjoy it. You can check out my review right here on my YouTube channel if you're interested. But again, this is written by one of my favorite writers, Jason Aaron. The artwork is by Rafa Sandoval and Ulysses Arita. I believe I'm pronouncing the last name right. That's absolutely stunning interiors. I'm going to actually show you the artwork from the pages. This book has been out for some time, but as I said, these are kind of late pickups for me. I had to get my books based upon 3 things: interest, money, and time. If I'm interested in the book, I find the time to buy it, and if I have the money in my wallet, definitely I'll pick it up. But it's absolutely stunning interiors, gracefully and mind-blowing is the artwork in this book. And I'm going to just show you again really quick some of the artwork from the pages. Hopefully there's no glare in there, or at least not a lot of glare. It's true beauty to the eye as far as I'm concerned. The panels and the layouts are extraordinary. And the colors really pop off the page there. One of the reasons why I purchased printed comics, because printed comics can do to me what digital comics simply cannot. It's a very verbose book, but the artwork is a reward to the eye should you get bored by the story itself, which I don't think you will. Okay? Dig that. Very nice. Love that. And again, this is written by Jason Aaron. This book has been out again for about probably 2 months now. All right, so let's put that back in the bag and board. And then next up, I actually had to get caught up on this storyline. This is Batman, Absolute Batman, All In. Absolute Batman. I fell behind on the book, on the storyline, and I finally got caught up. This is actually Absolute Batman issues 4 through 9, written by Scott Snyder. Okay, here's issue number 4. On the back is issue number 5. I stopped at issue number 3. Not from lack of interest, lack of money. Here's issue number 6, Absolute Batman, and I really love that cover. very, very much. And unfortunately, I don't know who the artist is. I think it's Dragata. I'm sorry. There's various artists, I believe, on the different books. There's different artists per book, is what I'm trying to say. I'm digging that cover right there too. This is issue number 7, right? And then, hold on. Issue number 8. Yeah, here's issue number 8 of Absolute Batman All In. Great story from what I read so far. And then what I actually gave you a sneak preview. Here's issue number 9. A new story starts here with Bane. And I heard a review of this particular issue. I think issue number 10 is out, but I might be mistaken. But I heard that this issue, as well as the next issue, are really very, very well written in terms of reintroducing the character of Bane, a character that we're all too familiar with. The character who broke the back of the bat. All right. Okay, so that's issue number 9. Absolute Batman. And then next up, we get into issue, this is actually a foil variant. Issue number, what is this? These are foil variants. Issues number 1 of Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm going to show you something really, really cool here in a minute. Let's see if I can do this really quick. I love the foil variants, and as I said, with DC Comics, they've been killing it, man, with their foil variants over the past year or so. But I'm going to show you this. I don't have to take them out of the bag and board. Hold on. Let me do something. Let me step away from my desk really quick. Uh-oh. One moment. Okay, I want to show you this really quick. You're going to see something really, really cool with these comics. If I might. So this is Superman issue number 1. This is actually the same comic I just showed you, but again, it's a foil variant. There is Absolute Batman number 1. And then Absolute Wonder Woman. Not only are they foil variants, as you can see, they're connector covers. Look at that. That is so amazing. So amazing. I love that. You see the moon in the background, in the backdrop. Very foily there. Is that not cool or what? Again, one of the many reasons why I buy printed comic books, because of the cool things that you can do with printed comic books that you cannot do with digital. So, just saying. All right. Okay, so that's that. Next up, we get into a series I'm very, very excited to continue collecting. This is Justice League Book 2. Because there was a how should I say this? Book 1 of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. There's that series. I actually have that entire series. I purchased. It came out last year, if I'm correct. Very good series, and as I said before, I thought that it was going to be a cash grab. But it actually was, in my opinion, a very, very well-written storyline. And this is part 2 of that. This is book number 2. And I showed book number 1 in the previous haul. This is from their Monsterverse. And then here's book number 1 I showed in the previous haul, which is also a foil cover, which I thought was very, very cool that they did. All right, this is continues the Godzilla legacy. and is going to be part of the legendary DC Comics and Legendary Comics teaming up to make this book. It's written by Bruce Buccellato, I believe that's his last name, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The artist is Christian Duce, with Luis Guerrero, the colorist, and it has great interior art too, by the way. Not this book, but this book. Both of them have great interior artwork. So yeah, so that's DC Legendary Comics, part of the MonsterVerse. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. That's a lot to say, man. So if I'm getting tongue-tied or tongue-twisted, please excuse me. And then we're back at Superman, Absolute Superman issue number 1. All right, so that's it for DC Comics. Next, we're going to get into Marvel Comics. And we're continuing with more Godzilla stories. And as I said before, Godzilla seems to be all over the place between DC Comics, Marvel Comics, I think it's Dynamite Comics, and Image Comics, if I'm correct. So this is issue number 1 of Godzilla versus the Avengers. There's also Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe is out, but unfortunately, I was not able to pick up that book. It's in my pull list, and it'll be in my next comic book haul. But this is a really nice, striking cover. It's written by David F. Walker, with pencilers Georges Genti, I believe. The inker is Carl Story, and Frank D'Armata is the color artist. I'll show you some of the artwork here too, because there's a fantastic spread that I want to show you in this particular book. I think issue number 1 or 2 of this story might be out. I'm not for sure, but let's show you this right here really quick. Okay, not this page, but this one I want to show you. That is really cool. That's Godzilla versus Fin Fang Foom. Of course, we know it's one of the villains from the Iron Fist storyline. And it looks like he's getting his butt kicked by the King of All Monsters. All right. Very, very cool there. All right, so that's that. Again, continuing the Godzilla legacy in Marvel Comics. Next up, we have Marvel, a facsimile of the Uncanny X-Men. And this book was written by none other than the legend himself, Chris Claremont. This is Child of Light and Darkness, the final phase of the Phoenix. And again, written by Chris Claremont, who I had the pleasure of meeting this year at C2E2 back in April. And I'm going to show you something at the end of this comic book haul that's relevant to this particular book. This is artwork by John Byrne, if I believe, on pencils, and Terry Austin is the inker, if I'm correct. Yep, but this is a very cool facsimile. Glad to have in my collection from the legendary Chris Claremont. And then next up, we get into a book promotion of a movie that will be coming out next week. That's the Fantastic Four First Steps. And this is one of Marvel Comics, one of their, as I said, preview promotions of that upcoming movie. And as you can see, the cover is reminiscent of a original Fantastic Four comic book. I forgot the name of this creature here, but yes, it's basically replicating a throwback to that particular book. But it features the actors that will be featured in the movie. Let's just raise the camera a tad. You can see them. Let's see. Let's pan the camera around a tad. And we have on the in the cover corner, on the corner of the cover there, representation of actors. Who is it? Pedro Pascal, who will be playing as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Then Vanessa Kirby, who will be playing as Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Joseph Quinn, who will be playing as Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. And then Eben Moss Backrack, who will be Ben Grimm, the Thing. The interiors of the book are okay. It seems that they were in rushed production to get this book out in time for the movie. But I'm still glad to have it in my collection. All right. Then next up, we get into the actual line of the Fantastic Four, meaning the regular comic book line. This is a Fantastic Four series restart. This is written by Ryan North with artist Humberto Ramos, who I've seen also at C2E2 this year. One of my favorite artists. And the color artist is Victor Lazabra, if I'm correct. The interior artwork is decent, definitely worth getting. It's interesting though. Humberto Ramos's artwork almost looks like the artwork of what is his name? What is it? The gentleman's name? He was actually, I just seen a video of him yesterday on YouTube. Man, I can't remember his name. Can't come to my brain. J. Scott Campbell. Yeah, their artwork is similar. It's similar in terms of how they draw the eyes on their female characters. But yes, this is Humberto Ramos. So nice cover there. Then next up, we get into a relaunch of Captain America. This is Our Secret Wars Part 1. Very cool cover there. And the subtitle again is Our Secret Wars. This is written by Chip Zdarsky. The artist is Valerio Scheide. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Color artist is Frank Martin. Beautiful interiors, well illustrated panels and layouts. In fact, I'll show you some of them. I can. Some of the interior artwork here. I haven't read the book yet. I definitely plan on doing that. Captain America has had so many starts and restarts in the Marvel universe. As to why they restarted the character again is beyond me. But I think this came out around July the 4th. And they wanted to get this book out probably around the holiday, I suppose. But the artwork is extraordinary. I love the artwork here. The panels and layouts. Very, very nice. Very, very nicely done. As you can see. Very nice artwork. The review I heard on it said the book was okay. I think book number 2 might be out. I'm not for sure. But yeah. He's one of my favorite superheroes, and yeah, glad to have this in my collection. All right. So next up, put that flap down. Next up, we get into, or present, issue number 18 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Very successful series in the Marvel lineup of comic books. This is written by the infamous Jonathan Hickman, who we know is also a contributing writer to the X-Men. The artist is Marco Checchetto, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Color artist is Eric Arciniego. Great interiors and panels and layouts in this book. And I don't have this one in the back and board, so I can just show you really quick what I mean. Okay. Nice there. All right, let's move along here. Next up, we get into a story I very much enjoyed reading. I read issue number 1 last month. This is Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell, issue number 2. It's written by Charles Soule and Stephen McNiven. Color art is by Dean White. Book number 1 was magnificent. It deals with an old, worn-out Matt Murdock. The synopsis of the story basically deals with an old, worn-out Matt Murdock, who's forced out of retirement, so to speak, due to the criminal element of his home city, and he springs back into action. The cover art pays homage to the Disney Plus TV series Daredevil Reborn, played by the actor Charlie Cox. And the artwork is basically the cover art is as you see on the cover here, the art of Marvel Television, which I suppose is a separate project or a book that Marvel has released, but I'm not aware of it on some other platform. I've collected some of the artwork of Marvel Studios, their films and television shows before. I'll have to look into it to see if this is an actual book. I would like to have it if it is. But yeah, this is part 2 or book 2 of that incredible story. So I'll be reading this probably tonight. And woo-hoo-hoo, wow. This cover here. Wow. This is probably going to be my cover of the month runner-up. Emma Frost, The White Queen. I have to take a sip of water to kind of cool myself off there. Very sexy cover there. This is written by Amy Chu, who I seen at Motor City Comic Con last year. The artist is Andre Di Vito. Color artist is Antonio Fabela. And the cover artist, I believe, for this book is David Nakayama. It's a very sexy and alluring cover. Bon appetit. Mwah. The interiors are good as well. And I just want to show you too, the follow-up book, what that cover is going to look like. Let's see. We can do this without causing a catastrophe. Let's see. Okay. So I just want to show you the premiere of book 2. Look at that. Yum, yum. Is that not sexy or what? Speaking from a man's point of view, not sounding sexist or trying to sound, disgusting or anything like that. But that is a sexy cover, man. So I can't wait to get that. And somewhere it says here 2/25. I don't know if that's the release date of the next book. I hope not. That means February of this year. I hope that I'm misreading that, or that is not the case, because that's way too long to release the next book. But this is a runner-up for cover of the month, definitely. And I say that because the next cover I'm going to show you, which you've probably already seen, this also would be a runner-up for cover of the month. This is... Oh, and I just want to say, let me pull this book back out about the White Queen. So basically, I haven't read the book yet, but Emma is not one to be she's not a character to be trifled with. She plays both sides between X-Men and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants and the Hellfire Club. She's a telepath, and she has the ability to change her skin into a diamond form for protection and super strength. Okay. So I meant to say that before I moved on to the next cover. Forgive me about that. But yeah, this is the next cover that I would consider to be runner-up for cover of the month. This is Power Man from the Timeless series. This is a variant edition by Alex Ross from his Timeless variant series, which I think I just said. This is issue. This features and this is one of my number one favorite characters. My number one favorite character for Marvel is Luke Cage, by the way, in case you didn't know that. I think I may have said that before, and to prove that's the case, I even have this little miniature statue of him, which you probably see all the time in my comic book haul videos, sitting in the backdrop. That's him with the bald head. This is him with his little mini afro. The 1970s blaxploitation look, but very cool there. I have collected several of Alex Ross's timeless variants, and this is just one more to add to the collection. Next up, we have the final issue of Aliens versus Avengers, issue number 4, final issue by Jonathan Hickman. Again, beautiful cover and interior artwork by Esad Ribic. I dropped off at issue number 2, not from lack of interest, but I just had completely forgot about the story because all the different things going on in my life, personally and professionally, and as a collector. I'm missing issue number 3, I believe. I have it on reorder. But it's a great story to me. I've enjoyed it very, very much, and I really, really love the interior artwork. So that's it for Marvel. Okay, and the final books in this haul, independent comic books. This is one I'm not familiar with at all. I picked it up because I like the title. And let's back this out here so you can see it. Well, you can see it. It's called, The Goddamn Tragedy. All right, this is published by Oni Press Comics. It's written by Chris Condon, a name that I am familiar with. Illustrated by Sean Guarniero, I think is how his last name is pronounced. The artwork is very interesting. It's very monochromatic. It reminds me of an old Western type setting, the way it's drawn. I'm not going to show you it right now. It's a murder mystery, I believe, or a drama suspense type book. I'm not for sure because I haven't read it yet, but I'm definitely going to read it. And if it captures my interest, I definitely will continue to collect the series. Okay, moving on, we get into the Spawn universe, which I am familiar with. Todd McFarlane's Spawn universe. We have first up, Scorched, issue number 42. And this is written by Jonathan Layman and Todd McFarlane, writing additional scripts for the story. The art is by Steven Segovia. And the colors are by Darai Ribeiro, I believe. And Sam and Twitch, interestingly enough, are in this particular story. I'll just show you the first page because I can't show you too much because this book is kind of bloody and brutal. This is cardstock, by the way. Image Comics. Let's see. Yep. Okay, there we go. Yep. So there's Sam and Twitch in the opening page. Two of my favorite characters from the Spawn verse. And you've probably seen the Sam and Twitch book that is behind this one. Case Files, issue number 15. I think 16 is out, by the way. But yeah, this is Sam and Twitch, issue number 15. The murder, mystery, suspense drama of our two favorite paranormal detectives. This is written by Jordan Burrell. Additional scripts by Todd McFarlane. It's a brutal cover by Thomas Nachlik, I believe. Colors are by F. Fico Placinicia, I believe, and Sheila Saldana. Once again, the interior artwork is truly rewarding to the eye. It's dark and brooding, and but it's necessary for the type of story that this is. So yes, Sam and Twitch issue number 15. And last but not least in this haul, also from the Spawn universe, this is a brand new title called Bloodletter. Very dark and foreboding. It's written by Tom Seeley and Joseph P. Illich. The artwork is by Christian Rosado, colored by DC Alonso. It's an extraordinary interior artwork, by the way, and layouts. Very nicely done. As is with most Spawn titles, I'll show you some of the artwork if I can. Let's see. And again, cardstock. Very nice. Take note, DC and Marvel. No offense. Okay. Right, and here's some of the artwork from the pages here. I can't show too much because very violent and gory. Um, the main character appears like she practices some kind of dark magic, and she has signs and of tattoos and hieroglyphs all over her body, and that's her again. She's actually an African, well, I'll just say a black female. Doesn't look like it on the cover, but she is. But yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's all. I'm actually going to put a more decent cover back up here, or book back up here. The book that we started off with, which of course is Superman, Absolute Superman issue #1. So I hope that you've enjoyed this comic book haul. Please like, share, subscribe, and tap the notification. Oh, I said I was going to show you something else. Hold on, let me take these down. I also picked up this beautiful graphic comic book box. You can see that there. Here's the top of the box. And this is a repeat of the comic book that I showed you earlier from Marvel. The story by Chris Claremont. There's a comic book there again. Yeah, so this is I like to collect these graphic boxes. I think that they're very nice. Both of these stories, I believe, were written by again Chris Claremont, and the artwork by John Byrne. So that's it. That's all, y'all. I hope that you've enjoyed this comic book haul. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Thank you all for joining me. Peace, love, and hair grease.